Mm, 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 mm. Okay, I sent you that thing. It's kind of like a little Easter basket. At least that's what it reminds me of.
Okay. I'll look at it after the stream. So we're live.
Woohoo!
Ah,
So, do you have a scary storm coming in? My sky, like Mrs. Gulch, is coming, and
yeah,
we have a severe
think
thunderstorm warning.
I think mine just passed.
Oh,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I saw that it was we had a warning till 6:30. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure. I lost power this morning
oh,
and
that must have
there was
been
nothing.
scary before your interview.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was nothing going on. And I mean, as far as I know, it was sunny out. I was just preparing. It was probably like 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm on my laptop and all of a sudden I heard this like horrible noise. I think it was our like the surround sound from our because the TV was still on. And so I think it was just like a blast of something through the surround sound speakers, and then
Hmm.
everything went down, and I was like, ah! But it came back within like 2 minutes. So
Oh, thank goodness. I'm sure you had like I'm like trying to
I was
fix
like, oh no.
my like dog wet hair here.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm gonna have to go do a textile talk from like Panera or something. Or
Oh
does
my.
McDonald's still have free Wi-Fi?
Never mind the children screaming in the play place while we're talking about quilts. But how did
Yeah,
your
for sure.
talk go?
I think it went really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I was talking to you pretty late last night and I was like, stressed, so stressed. But yeah, it went really well. And it was so cool hearing about the other scholars
Hmm.
and their project. And yeah, I got a lot of great feedback and I felt good about it.
Oh, that's really exciting. I didn't get to watch the live, and it's so funny. I forgot about like having to register for it because during a break, oh, we have someone that says it was fantastic. Is that it,
Hey,
Kellen?
Kellen. Yeah, I saw your comments in there.
So during a break in our quilt schlepping today, I was sitting down talking with Vanessa about like, oh, your talk is going on. I'm like, I wonder if it's over yet. It was like 3:15. And I'm like, maybe it's still going. And I'm like, let's try to find it. We're on YouTube looking for it. It's not on there yet. And I'm like, huh. I'm like, wonder why it's not on there. Because of the registration.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you register to get into the Zoom and it's all a Zoom webinar and then they put the video
and
up. I think they said it's usually within a day or two, and that's kind of been my experience that when I've missed some that I've registered for, that it's usually up within a day or two.
oh, see,
So
I was thinking it
yeah,
was a live stream.
yeah, yeah. I think they've done away with all possibilities of it something going wrong and just do it with Zoom. So
Yeah, no,
but thank
that
you so
makes
much
sense.
for coming, Kellen. I so appreciate it. Arlene was there, and I'm trying to think. I saw one or two other people. We're like people I know.
That's so exciting. And then you said you
Yeah.
showed quilt nerding stuff and then your Twitch stuff.
Yeah, I had I think so I know in my bio it says that I stream on Twitch and I'm trying to remember where that appears. Um I probably should have done a better job of like my final slide like promote 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 and I didn't.
Mhm.
Um I just kind of had like my Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, they Quilt Nerding did appear. At
Mhm.
Quilt Nerding appeared and at the Stephanie Cake appeared. So
Mhm.
yeah, and I've gotten some Instagram followers and
Hey, I mean, you said you had people asking you kind of stuff all the way up until the end, right?
Yeah, I think there was probably a lot more questions for the other ladies. I had questions for them too, and I'm gonna ask them if they'd be willing to let me interview them. Give them much more than like 15, 20 minutes to talk. Because I'm just really fascinated by what they did. But yeah, I had some questions. Mostly I think people were just giving good feedback that they enjoyed it. And I had one EQSG member that was there that reached out to me. So
Ooh, scary thunder. You guys could also, it would be funny if you guys like did a little interview thing. You could also talk about kind of what it was like to like go through this process and be the artist
Mhm.
James scholars and stuff
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
yeah, I mean, I think we both did talk about that a little bit about, what it was like doing the project, just because that was kind of it's hard. I mean, it's intrinsic. It's really hard to separate like the experience of being a scholar and the project itself. You know, it's kind
Sure.
of all wrapped up together. So
Sure. So for the people joining us tonight, we're Stephanie and I here yakking about her interview today that she did with the Quilt Alliance about being the Artist James Scholar and a project that she created, which I haven't seen yet. And I'm like waiting to see it, that she did for them, along with two other ladies. And just a heads up, I am having a very severe thunderstorm outside. So if anything goes weird, just know no one stole us or me or whatever happens to the feed. If anything happens, nothing will happen. Not going. But
yeah,
that's what's going on outside my window. And if you see me look scared, that's why. Because it might
you
come
need
in
to
the window and get
take
me.
cover under the quilts.
I did find out that last night when I thought things were sounding really scary, it was hail.
It was hail. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think mine was hail. I think mine was just pretty heavy rain. But yeah, I think knocking on wood here, but I think my storm has passed. So if you lose power or anything, I can forge ahead. So
Good. So let's do some quick announcements. Our announcements now are dwindling. Things have, yeah, Kellen, the weather we're having, it's not normal in the sense that we're not normally having these kinds of heat waves this time of year.
yeah, this is usually like late August kind of stuff.
Yeah, but having these thunderstorms after a heat wave is kind of normal, just like Florida
Mhm.
does. And
Yeah,
that heat and that storm yesterday knocked us down to 70 degrees. It was
not
ridiculous.
us.
We were like 98 before that. Um,
Yeah, not us. It was, yeah, our rain, I was 79 this morning when I got up already. So
so,
yeah.
um, your stream tomorrow is canceled
My
because
stream tomorrow is canceled. That is properly reflected on the Twitch calendar. For some reason, I cannot get our Saturday stream
uh,
on the Twitch calendar, but
well, we're doing a dual stream on Saturday for Dana's auction. She's got a quilt auction going on, and we're gonna stream that from the viewer perspective. And who knows, I might end up bidding on, like, half of me is like, I shouldn't bid on something because there's another auction I want to bid on stuff, which I got to show you stuff. But anywho, so who
there's,
knows?
yeah, there's one or two things in there that I'm kind of like, but
Well,
I'm
and
also like, no,
well,
no.
because it's like we've got AQSG coming up where there's going to be a massive room full of quilts. It's hard. Life is hard,
Yeah.
but you can get some good deals. And Dana's buyer's premium and her shipping are very reasonable as far as online auction stuff goes. So just an FYI on that. Um, you've got a little bit of time here to still get Anne's book. This is our next book that we're reading because we have finished our Crazy Quilts book. That's the stream from last night. And next week, we're taking a week off from doing any reading, and we're just going to have like a quilt show and tell of a bunch of crazy quilts and also a few pieces from the Stitch Punk exhibit, which just left New England Quilt Museum. That's going to be on the 23rd. So on the 23rd, we'll give the first assignment for Anne's book, the patchwork pillowcases. So you got, a week and a half to get the book. The link, we'll put the link down in the description. It's to get it directly from her. Please do that. It's great to support our authors when we can, because if we don't support them, they don't keep making books. And we
Right.
want them to make books.
And we need all the books,
Yeah.
the books.
And then I think, unless you have anything else, our last announcement is that our next Needlework Nights is going to be the 31st. And our topic is going to be advertising thimbles. So if you
We're
have
really
any,
going with this advertising thing because we did the little rulers, and I mean the needle books are kind of advertising
they
sometimes.
can't, they can be, I have one. Actually, it looks like I have two. So, I think that's the, is that it for the announcements?
I think so. Gosh, I feel like every time we've streamed a lot lately.
Yeah,
I
this
just feel
is
like
3 days in a row.
yeah, and but you're right. The announcements have dwindled because we're knocking stuff up the list. So
All right.
um
Well,
I am wondering if you would mind if I just read a quick thing because I have a lot of these needle books, and The reason is not that I have made a concerted effort to collect them, but because I bought somebody's collection. Um,
You didn't tell
now
me that.
I don't, yeah, this was actually a long time ago. It was probably one of the first major needlework tools purchases I made. And when I say major, like it was not that expensive. I
Hmm.
think what the woman was doing was just downsizing.
Hmm.
And I think she just had a bunch of them. It was none of them are super rare or there's lots of multiples, but I got a pretty good, I mean, I have the box right here, but I have like a pretty good collection. Very nice lady. With them, she sent me this article called
Huh.
Collecting Needlebooks.
What?
Guess what magazine it's from?
Is that from
Country
Pittsburgh?
Living.
Oh, Country Living? Oh,
It's
hey,
from,
when is that
yeah,
from?
it is from, I think it's from 2006. Yeah, it's July 2006, Country Living. And it's a very short article, but first of all, I should have scanned it. I'm sorry. But look at these cool pictures of these needle
Yeah.
books. Like very cool.
I have that
Um,
that yellow one. I have that in my show.
oh, this one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna look at those little people.
I think you're gonna have to take pictures of that to put in the Facebook later.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I'll scan it when we're done tonight. So
Mhm.
this is what the article says, and like I said, it's really
Yeah, I'm like this. I'm just like,
okay. So it says on pins and needles. Since most needle books aren't dated, it often takes some historical sleuthing to pinpoint the vintage. For example, although the Woolworth building, and this is, you probably have seen this needle book before. This is a pretty common one. Yep.
this one.
The Woolworth one. Yep. There we go. So that particular needle book, so the Woolworth building was built in 1913, and the book's origin, Western Germany, places it between 1949 and 1990 when the two Germanys united. So West Germany definitely has a very specific time frame. The final clue is the 19-cent price tag, which roughly narrows the date to the mid 20th century. So slides it back down there towards 1949. I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, that's brilliant. So anyway, here's the actual meat of the article. From their debut in the late 19th century until the 1950s, humble sewing needle books were also wonderful little works of art that depicted subjects ranging from women shopping together, household objects, buildings, and townscapes, to such contemporary milestones as the advent of dirigibles.
What is that?
A blimp. Blimps.
Oh.
Yeah, a dirigible is another name for a blimp.
Oh.
Which easily explains their appeal for Illinois high school math teacher, Connie McGinnis, whose own collection, samples of which are shown on these pages, began at a yard sale. I fell in love with a Sewing Susan needle book for $1. And I'm like, oh yeah, overpaid, girl. We're gonna see Sewing Susan in a minute. And I'm sure you have them to show too. After that, I browsed through antique shops until I had about 150 different books and ran out of sources in my area. Then I discovered eBay, and that's when my hobby really blossomed. So then there's a couple of other little captions here that are interesting. So what is in the book value? The most common needle books, for example, those with national 5 and dime chain store logos, can be sewn up. I love all of these little puns for under $15. While rarities, and now this is 2006. So rarities such as giveaway ad books, picture pop-ups, or books reflecting such historical events as Lindbergh's Atlantic Crossing may sell for $25 and up. But as Connie McGinnis observes, I've seen eBay battles between determined collectors drive prices up to $100 or more.
Wow.
So that's pretty wild. Where was the other thing that I wanted to say in here? Oh, so I'll leave this until I show one of my pictures because there's a specific shape to these. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'll wait until I show one of my pictures to talk about this caption that they have here.
Oh, well then go ahead and show pictures.
Yeah. Okay. So we're ready to do that?
Yeah.
Let me.
That was cute. I
Yeah,
don't
this.
I don't go shopping for them like that collector did. They're more things I kind of just happen upon. So
Mhm.
I don't know that I've ever noticed one really expensive, like $100.
Yeah, I haven't either. I mean, I've seen them pricier than I would pay, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So up here in the left-hand corner, you see Sewing Susan.
Yep.
And not to be disparaging about Sewing Susan, but you will find a lot of Sewing Susan. And this one, I think, like they're still producing this one today. I think you can buy modern versions of it. Like they're kind of like vintage knockoffs, I guess. Um, what is interesting is, a lot of these, I don't know really what the origin of the Sewing Susan is, but you can see at some point it was being sold.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they were always sold or if maybe it was giveaway at some point. I don't know.
That
But I
hap-
probably have, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think it's that Happy Home one that you have. I have a bunch of old new stock of that.
Ah, yes. Okay. I
And
couldn't remember
then
if it was Sewing Season or Happy Home. I knew you had
so
old
I
new
think
stock.
I'm pretty sure it's Happy Home, and then I also have one with, it looks like the girl. Yeah, it's basically the it's the picture of the one on your Sewing Susan,
Mhm.
but it's I can show it again later, but it's a stamp called Traveler instead.
Right. Yeah. And I think, there's obviously people that have been like hardcore collectors that could probably speak to all of this, but
Yeah.
just my observations are like there's definitely some considerable overlap in whoever was producing these, like the
Mhm.
companies that were producing
Yeah.
them. And then there's also what I see, like you can definitely see like when things changed, whether it was an era, they produced a different printing, whatever. So like this up here, Matchless Needlebook, is the
Mhm.
exact same illustration from Happy Home,
Yeah.
just with some of the colors different.
Now, have you
um,
paid attention at all to the like the country stamps on yours?
I haven't. But I mean, just like opening them and looking at them, there's
Well,
Germany, there's
yeah, I was gonna say
England.
like that Sewing Susan there. It looks like it's probably down on the bottom here. Like, see how this
Hmm.
says Japan down here?
Yeah.
Which I never
Yeah.
paid attention
These are
to
all Japan.
either until someone told me to look for it.
Yeah. I knew that they were there. I don't think, I mean, not every needle book has them, but yeah. So like a lot of these are Japanese.
I have some too that are occupied Japan.
Yeah. And I think that these, just looking at the illustrations, are probably consistently made
Mm-hmm.
by the same manufacturer. And at least Sewing Susan and Sewing Circle, the ones I have, say Japan. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's probably there. But this one I thought Sew and Stitch was interesting because not only do you see like it's a change in the printing and the illustration looks a little bit different. The shape of the needlebook changed, and then what looks like a more modern one is this one with this little girl, but it's
The
still
little
Sew
one
and
on the bottom
Stitch.
there, the mom there, she looks like what's her face in Bewitched, like the original Bewitched.
Samantha.
Yeah. I don't know why I was having such a brain fart.
Yeah. So Um, these were just some more of them that kind of like I sort of, I don't have them in necessarily like some kind of special order
Mm-hmm.
in, my box of them, but these were the ones that kind of I put with the Sewing Susans and the Happy Home. And I think it is again because they have this look about them. And I think you're right. It's probably, their manufacturers might be similar,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I feel like it's a treatment that's similar to like branding sewing machines, the badged
Hmm.
sewing machines.
Yeah, exactly. There's like these basic shape books. And the thing is, some of them have really good needles in them.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, and they're just like little foil squares that have the needles in them. But then some of them are like those little folded up black
Yep. I've got some of those here too.
needle packets that are
Yep.
from the UK. And yeah, I thought
Yeah, and
this
I
one
mean
was
I still
funny.
have them that have a bunch of the needles in them.
Yeah, me too. Me too. In fact, sometimes every now and then I'll raid them. That's
Hmm.
probably not good.
Why? I mean, if you want to use them, then I don't see why you shouldn't
Well,
use
I would
them.
say if it's a complete needle book, probably,
Oh, I
to
see what
maintain,
you're
and if
saying.
it's in good shape, you probably shouldn't take the needles out if they're in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like this one in particular because these children are literally fighting over a giant needle. Little child red is like giving her what we assume is her sister. Like,
That is a big needle.
um, So I, for some reason, have all of these Army Navy ones. And
From what I gathered, those ones are pretty collectible.
yeah, they are. And again, these came from the woman that I purchased them from. So they
Hmm.
were all together. And um, I mean, I guess it could be eras, but it also could just be like, what's popular. Um,
I've
this one
never
says the
seen one that says Iowa.
well, I think Iowa is the ship.
Oh, okay. I've never seen them named
Yeah,
like that though. Notice how
the
that other one
Iowa.
with the
Yeah.
ship doesn't have a name.
Yeah, true. But I think that's what this is. It's the ship.
Huh.
And I actually have two of those. Um, this one says the American Army and Navy Needle Book, whereas these
Hmm.
two just say the Army Navy Needle Book. And then this one has this ship, the Washington, and of course they had to show George Washington.
Is that one Germany on the bottom there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Um, these are some that I just like. I think they're just, I don't know, they're just ones I like. Um,
Oh,
this
that
Lipton
Lipton
one,
one and the bread is really cool. I don't have
yeah.
those.
I suspect the Lipton one might be have a little bit more value than some of the other ones that I have multiples of. I'm not sure. I need to look it up. She had that one kind of packaged up in a special thing. So
Is that two different needle books or is that one needle book and it just looks like two different Lipton boxes?
it's one needle book that's two different boxes of tea.
Oh, okay.
So yep, that's all one. And
Hmm.
I mean, I'm sure it'd be easy to date this because of the flow through tea bag and when were they using this guy and all that
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
This one is just really pretty. It looks
Yeah, I've
almost
got one of those in
painted.
my collection too.
Yeah, I just thought that was really cute. And this one, the little illustration is so charming of this little little guy pushing a little pram. How cute.
Hmm.
Of course, the bread. I love something that's shaped like what it is, right? Um, and then, some of them just have these really pretty illustrations. Um, these lithography kind of things. And then these two, I just thought, again, cool illustrations, but check it out. This is the exact same, it's the same shape. And some of the grocery store ones I noticed are this basic shape, but I mean, you could literally stack them on top of each other and they are identical.
Wow.
So it kind of goes back to like, were there a certain set of these shapes that, were used by these companies?
Hmm.
And this lady and this lady are very
Yeah, those are
similar.
both Lady Prim books.
Lady Prims. Yep.
Is that your one on the top there? Is she labeled on the other side as Lady Prim?
I don't remember. I'd have to look. Um, and then I happen to have several that were like space age kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And I thought that was pretty
The
cool. This one's cute.
Jetsons.
So yeah, it's cute. But this one specifically is a needle. The needle is the rocket, whereas
Oh, I
these
never noticed that.
Mhm.
I think I feel like I have one of those, but it might actually not be in this pile. Because who knows? There's just always things everywhere.
And then this one, this little pile here, these are the ones that are all either home goods or um, insurance companies.
Yeah, I've got
So, I
that
mean, we
National
some of
Life
the other,
one.
yeah, some of the other advertising things we've looked at, insurance companies. This one was probably like from the 70s or 80s even. I thought that was
Hmm.
interesting that like this is a pretty new one that
Hmm.
this insurance company is using. And this, I can't exactly figure out what is happening with this business. I don't know what they are.
Loosely
First of
flavored
all,
tea and tobacco, or just
what is a
tobacco.
loose what is loose leaf floors? Is that different floors that sell loose leaf tobacco? Like I don't understand what is happening in this company. But um
Dark
anyway,
fired house.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. These two are like heating and oil kind of things. And then this one is like a looks like a furniture kind of place.
Hmm.
And then I think the next one might be oh no, I have one more to show. Um I just love cats, like kittens.
I've got that one too.
Yeah, both of these I think are pretty common. But here's an interesting thing as I was looking at the differences. This one I have that's not in as good condition, 115 needles. This one
Mhm.
that's in better condition, only 100.
Mm. And what,
You,
generally speaking, like on the inside of your books, how are they on the inside? Are they in decent shape, in rough shape, no needles, all the needles?
all across the board. Some of them, like some of these are like literally perfect condition, looks like they were brand new, never, others, they've got needles in them that I'm sure didn't come with them.
Hmm.
They're like just, jammed in there. So yeah, they're kind of across the board.
The jamming
And
in
then
of the needles.
and then this is my final one. This is all the grocery store ones. And I actually have somewhere, I have a Piggly Wiggly one somewhere that was not in this box, but Safeway, this is
Well,
the
look,
same.
Alexander's Markets.
Yeah, yeah, right. I forgot about that. Um, but Safeway, A&P, they were
Mhm.
well known for giving stuff away. I know Ralph's, I think, is at a West Coast grocery store, I think. And my favorite is Alpha Beta, or
Hmm.
Southern California saves.
I'm actually surprised that there isn't one for like Wawa.
True. I don't know that Wawa's been around long enough, but yeah.
Wow. I
So
don't,
those were
you have a
mine.
far larger collection than I do.
And it's only, again, it is because I bought this lady's collection.
You don't
Um,
you don't need to justify. I'm just saying it's
well, I
far
mean,
bigger
I
than
think it
mine.
would take you would have to be looking for them, shopping for them to have, in a very quick amount of time what I have. I mean, granted, I've seen all of this stuff out there pretty much.
Hmm.
But yeah, it would take me a while to have collected this.
Yeah, like I said, I just like this one little bag that has like two or five or six in it. Like I saw like for sale somewhere like as a bag of them for a
Right.
few
Yeah.
dollars. Like I'm not generally actively seeking them out. They just, or when we were last in Pennsylvania and this traveler's one, which I didn't end up taking a picture of, but I have a few boxes of unopened new old stock complete with the original wrappers
Hmm.
on
Yeah, and I
them.
think like to me that is what makes those valuable, like or collectible because they are pristine,
Woo!
they're, still in their original packaging versus
My needles fell out.
the
Boom.
sewing season that
Yeah,
can be
this one's
found on every
even
street
and it's
corner.
even got the needle threader and
Hmm.
all that jazz. Um, okay, let me show. You're done, right? Let me show my thing.
I am done. I'm
Okay.
gonna put my mute on a little bit because I keep hearing sirens.
Oh, I don't hear anything, if it helps at all. Nobody judge my tabs. Ah, what am I doing? Okay. So I was gonna say, don't forget stuff that you're on mute if you're trying to talk.
I was just oohing,
Okay. Well,
and
I could see
I
your
can see
face
some.
going, ooh. Um,
Yeah, I definitely see ones that are the same ones that I have. So, I mean,
yeah,
that tells you how ubiquitous these are.
yep. Especially like some of the Lady Prim, and I actually didn't think I had a sewing season, but apparently I do. I like this one here. You can see my cursor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I really like this one here. I did take some close-ups of some, like this book here. I took that little
Yeah,
maiden green.
that book is really cool.
We're gonna see it closer up. That is a brand new acquisition. Come on, computer.
Oh,
Oh,
so no, My Lady Prim, this one,
mm-hmm.
the back of it is Old Gotham.
Oh.
And you know what? I said I was going to talk about the caption and I didn't. Let's do yours and then we'll talk about the caption.
So yeah,
Don't let me forget.
so this big book I got very recently when I went to that ephemera show that I told you about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where I was
Yeah.
getting stuff. So I went there, if people remember, originally looking for Victorian advertising cards
Hmm.
that we have talked about. Um, and through looking for that, I discovered there were vendors that had a bunch of needle books because I guess this falls in between the categories of like a sewing tools event and an ephemera event, which makes total sense, right? Especially once you get into the
Yep.
advertising stuff. So this thing is huge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is big. I
Let
mean,
me
it's obvious from the picture, but yeah, that is big.
yeah, let me see. Hold on if I can just get a quick measurement here. So 6. It's 8 inches tall and about 4.5 inches wide.
Okay. Well, that is certainly everlasting.
Yeah, I just like the fact that it's a needle guild product. You know what it looks like? Is it reminds me of like the Encyclopedia Britannica books.
Yes.
And
Yes.
also like you can't see it super well um in the photo. See how this is like a ship? It's
Hmm.
embossed. So this is
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, like this is one fancy
Yeah, that is
needle
really,
book.
really cool. You had not shown me that. You told me that you bought a needle book, but
I
or
think
maybe
I
some.
didn't show you on purpose.
Oh,
Like sometimes there needs to be surprises.
that's a
Um,
good surprise. I like that.
yeah, and then this was just another little like it's weird when I downloaded all these photos in a big rush from my email, they didn't all come back in order. So that's annoying. But if anyone wants to know, Steph is privy to be like freaking out at the last minute because my photos were being obnoxious. Um, just some more close-ups of what's so see here, my Lady Prim at the bottom, Lady Prim needle book, 90 or 70. I guess it's 70 needles. So we're coming back even more and more. How many did yours have?
Yeah, mine were 115,
Yeah.
100. I mean,
Yeah, and then
they're
here's
kind
my
of all across the
horseshoe.
board.
Yeah, my horseshoe up here. Some of these I took. So this is what's annoying. This is the inside of that book.
That's a lot of needles.
Yep. And then down at the bottom here, you've got Frederick J. Ebert, Taunton Road. What is it, like Atco or Alco, New Jersey?
Hmm.
I don't know what that's about.
Well, my guess is, I mean, you could have needle books printed with your business, or I'm
Mhm.
guessing you could just buy stock and like stamp.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because if
Yeah.
you notice too, this looks decently unused. It looks like
Hmm.
most of the needles are in here, if not all. But they're, you know, rusty. Here's my Broadway. This one's only 19. Like we're really coming down the line now.
Yeah, this is interesting because that those little kittens are
Mm-hmm.
from that one, and then these ladies, I mean, I don't know how to say this any nicer, but these ladies look Asian versus the other illustrations that are on some of those.
I guess they kind of do, except their hair has definitely been done in a more Western style.
Right, yeah.
Let me see. I'm just trying to find those kittens. Oh yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
It does
Yeah, the best
a
made
lot like
kittens.
those kittens. Definitely same concept of kittens for
Hmm.
sure.
Well, and you kind of wonder, if for whatever reason somebody's going to manufacture a needle book, I
Mm-hmm.
would guess they look at other ones and say like, "Hey, art department, do this." I
Yeah,
don't know,
notice
just a
this one
guess.
too is Japan on the bottom. This is the inside of it.
Hmm.
So this has those little folded uh needle holders, as you were saying, and then also these ones.
Hmm.
You know how you were saying some of them have just these, or
Yeah,
if you look
this
in front,
nice
this one
little,
has
yeah,
both.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so here's the home needle case. And I'm thinking if it's a home needle case, I feel like it should be durable, more durable than paper. But
But that's
there's
a
the
really
back of
cute
it.
illustration.
Yeah, isn't the back really cute?
Yeah. I love the little Dutch girls and
And then here is the inside. So we again had some of the just plain
Hmm.
sticking needles through and then some of the books at the bottom. And then it's interesting because like look at the needle book case here. We're like got Dutch stuff, but then like what is this? And these are England,
Hmm.
but like that looks like a native headdress.
That's the interesting thing about certain eras. Their illustrations are kind of like, huh? You
Yeah.
know what? And I think this is a case of like the needles and the needle books are kind of I don't know how they get paired up at the factory. Like I don't know what this process would have been, but my guess is it's whoever the printer is, and then there's the needles. Somebody along the line marries them to
Hmm.
become this product.
Hmm. So then there's nothing inside here because it's not missing one, but this is a needle threader. And I thought she was really funny with like this like exaggerated looking forehead and nose. Like it was kind of like, did someone's kid draw this while they were like in school? And someone was like, that's good enough. We'll use that one.
It's just a mother waiting to thread a needle.
Yeah, threading needles quickly and easily. Here's the Piccadilly. I was getting like this really gorgeous, like late day sun here.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, oh, I didn't notice this one on the side's Germany. So I guess I have Japan, occupied Japan, and Germany. And I think that's all that I have that I've noticed at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and look at mine because I mean I knew that it was there, but I've really just never paid attention.
Yeah, this one I only have it's only at the front side,
Hmm.
but this one has Piccadilly needles in it. And then I have the legit needles in it. Like these are those really nice
Yeah,
which
I feel like those little folders like that, I feel like the needles, you lose less of the needles.
well,
Whereas
and
the
I feel
ones where
like they
they're
don't
just
get as rusty.
right. And well, because I think that paper, that particular paper, I think there's something in there that helps not prevent, but kind of ward off
Hmm.
tarnishing and rust, I think. But
Hmm.
I think that these are like higher quality needles, in my
Hmm.
opinion. But I think I'm right.
Yeah, so because this one is already super damaged, this is one I would harvest from.
Yeah.
And actually, I didn't check all the other ones to see if but here's my lady prim. So, yeah, this one's occupied, made in occupied Japan.
Oh, I should look at mine. My other lady prim.
And I mean, is it supposed to be a horseshoe, do you think?
No,
Kind of looks like a horseshoe.
I don't see. Oh, yep, Occupy Japan.
Hmm.
Yep.
And here's the inside of mine,
Well,
where
fancy. The inside of mine looks just like that too.
oh,
I also have this random piece of paper, and I still have the needle threader.
oh, is it like fancy or is it just like
It's the
it's an
one with the
everyday?
lady's head on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one with the lady's head on it.
Yeah.
At this paper, it almost feels like it's not quite construction paper. It's
Yep.
sort of it's a tarnish preventer or whatever.
Hmm. So yeah, here's my national life, and my Woolworth needlebook has seen better days. And then I've got this superior, um, and then fine point, which is the same thing, did a different color.
Hmm.
But the fine point is 70 gold needles and threaders, and the other one's 60 needles and threaders. I didn't look because I found those needle books at the last minute. So I didn't have a chance to look inside, but let me see if this one actually has gold needles in it. Because I don't think any of my other ones do. Do any of yours have gold needles?
I have gold eye needles.
Yep, I've got gold needles.
Are they gold all the way?
No, they're gold tipped. What's the point of that?
Um, so I've seen gold tipped and gold eye, and I'll be honest, I don't know.
Well, I guess
I don't
that
know if
that would
there's
be the gold. I guess that would
anybody
be
out
the
there
gold
that knows,
eye.
but yeah,
Yeah, I
the gold
guess.
eye, I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe it's like it stays smooth or something. That's my guess. I don't know.
Well,
It
that's
treats
very
your thread
misleading
better. I don't know.
to call them gold needles and then just have them be gold eyes.
Well, but I mean, you
And
can buy gold eye needles today. I think
oh, I
Bowen
know,
makes
but I'm just
gold eye
saying
needles, and
for
yeah.
advertising purposes, that's misleading. I'm gonna complain. Let's just see this other bush
Okay,
again.
FTC.
Yeah, I mean the needles in this one. So I still have the threader in this one. And someone has colored it in
Oh my goodness. Interesting.
with like crayon.
A
Isn't that
bonus, an
yeah.
unexpected bonus.
Well, you know what's funny too is it sits in here. I've never seen one sit in here like this. In like this like little like pocket.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that
Huh.
kind of cute? Huh.
Hey, Robin. Robin agrees. Totally false advertising.
I can always count on you, Robin, to be on my side. Friends got to stick together. So what I have here is the inside of that the National Life here, and this Piccadilly. Or I'm sorry, this one's Broadway. Too many names. Because I found this inside kind of interesting as the contrast to all the different kinds that are you find inside here. Because here we've got kind of like a warrior lady. Here we've got like a coat of arms.
Yeah. And
And again,
those are all good needles.
and again, I did not like check to see who's got needles and who doesn't. And then this one Dawn sent us
Okay,
because
so Dawn has the same best maid and our
yeah,
pals that I do.
well, and she was just like, "Here, I'm sending you this because a kitty. Cause like, look at this kitty, Puss in Boots cat food.
That is adorable.
Puss in Boots cats always look and feel needle sharp." And then I'm guessing the whiskers are supposed to be needles. Yeah, they look
Oh
needly.
yeah. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
And
I've
then
never
let's see,
seen one like
this
that before.
one's made and printed in West Germany.
Huh.
And then what does that say? I can't tell what that says there.
I should stop putting my box down on the floor as I look through
Yeah, I
my
can't
little
really tell what it
kitties.
says. But yeah, that's a West
Oh, so
Germany.
you know what? Hers, our pal's Needlebook. Mine's
Uh-huh.
different.
Really?
hmm Unless, wait a minute, unless it's the back side. No. So mine is McMahon's Furniture Stores is mine. A needlebook, imported gold tipped, made in West Germany. So yeah, it's the same illustration, the same
Oh,
shape of the
yeah.
book, but my little thing here that the needle's sticking through says that it's the gold tip needles, and hers has the price, I think. Right?
Yeah, 19 cents.
hmm Yeah, but
Hmm.
these are the ones where you open them and it's like, even if the needles were never taken out, they slide out so easily.
And then one that I forgot to get a picture of, which I mean, technically all these ones we've shown now are part of my personal collection. This one is part of my shop inventory, and I just totally forgot about it till like this minute, is this tiny little rose one that I had showed you before.
Yeah, I realized I knew I had seen that. I have a rose too.
And I love the inside of it. And one of the reasons I really like it is because in here it says 10 rust proof sewing and darning needles of finest quality, precision made by skilled craftsmen in Western Germany for Stanley Home Products Inc. in Westfield, Massachusetts.
Oh,
Isn't that
Stanley Home
cute?
Products.
Mhm.
Interesting. Let me see. I did not pull mine out. See if I can find it. Here. I had a bunch of like one-offs that I just
They do make binder pages for these things for
Yeah,
collectors.
I was thinking about that today. Like I probably need to put these in some type of
Yeah, me too, because mine's just in the stupid cellophane bag things.
Of course, now I'm not going to be able to find my rose, but I do know I have one. Eh, okay. Well, there's another Safeway one. I do have a basket of roses.
Oh, cute. You
Yeah, I
forgot
don't
to take
think
a
this
picture of
one's.
that one.
Yeah, I have a bunch I didn't take pictures of. Just, I mean, they're cute and everything, but it
I
wasn't
know. I
anything
didn't I
special.
didn't get like detailed shots.
Yeah, this one is made in Japan too. So,
Oh, okay. That one's really cool. It sounds like maybe we should venture into like trading things.
yeah, and I do have duplicates of stuff, so
I know you got
I'll
lots of duplicates.
yeah,
You if you
I'll bring
you
them
have
to
to think,
seminar if you want to do some trades.
yeah, well, if you're thinking you want to like sell some, you know.
We'll see.
Um,
We'll talk.
so that's the end of that, right? Yes. So I do have, because we've always got to look at things on eBay. We always have to
Yeah.
shop together. Um, okay,
The
that is,
excessively priced goodies on eBay.
yeah. So when
Oh,
I
wait,
was,
before we go to eBay,
what?
can I share my screen again real quick?
Oh my God.
Sorry.
You're just the
I know.
obnoxious lady.
I am such a pain.
Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So these were the ones I wanted. I got sidetracked by those kids fighting over the needle. So, what would you think of? What do these shapes remind you of? When you look at the shapes of some of these needle books, what do they remind you of?
Powder compacts.
Close.
Did you have, oh, there's a right answer.
Well, this is interesting. And here, I have questions about this. So this
Oh,
caption here.
Robin said headboards.
Oh, yeah, too. Well, I'll spoiler alert. It's purses.
Oh,
Um,
I was gonna say that again. I was gonna guess that next, the top of it.
a
Yeah.
purse, yeah. So, what they said here in Country Living, and they're talking about, the needle books that are here shown, and it says, clockwise from above, examples of purse-shaped books include Old Fashioned Townscape, Blue Woolworth's book, which is the one you have,
Hmm.
um, and so on. So, purse-shaped books. So I'm like, and there's not a whole lot of information here about that. So my question is like, is that really the intention? And I look at these and I'm like, yeah, they kind of do look like little bags, like little, you
They
just imagine
remind
putting
me
a
of,
strap on it.
well, they remind me of like those metal, oh my God, those metal work bags,
But yeah,
like
like
Victorian.
on a
They have the
chatteling
clasp
or
up top.
mhm.
That's what they remind me
Or
of.
I mean, even just sort of a clutch type of bag that, in the 20th century, many different eras. So this is so interesting. And I'm kind of like, all right, is somebody at Country Living just going like, oh, they're purse shaped? Or is there something to this? And again, I'm going back and I'm looking at these shapes and I'm going, okay, purse shaped. But how many dies? And when I say die, I mean like the thing that, the big
Die
piece of metal
cuts.
that cuts these out. How many dies were there? And if it's there's, are there, like a overarching shape here? So I think that would be fun to just, kind of take a look at, over a bunch of Beetle books.
Hmm.
So hopefully that wasn't like a total letdown. Like, oh wait, we waited all that time to find out purses. But it just when I read that, I was like, huh? Purses.
Hmm.
Huh. Interesting. So
Well, speaking of, so are you good? Can I share again?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I just pulled this up. Can you see?
Purses.
Yes. So Victorian purses. So like see the top
Yeah.
here
Mm-hmm.
of the purse, and then look at this. This looks like an ad.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the top of the purses
Yeah. This,
look,
yeah.
yeah, look very similar to what we're talking about. Like this one, like being kind of like we,
Mm-hmm.
Too
Yeah.
bad they didn't
Robin's
make it so you could hold the needle case like a purse
right. Yeah. With a
with a
little,
string.
yeah. Robin is saying, purses. I think you've got the same thought we do, Robin, right? Like, makes sense, but
Hmm.
doesn't make too much sense.
All right, so going back to, so when I was looking at stuff, because you know me, it's always going to be shopping, I found a group. This is 40 needle selection picture. They're calling them picture books.
Ooh.
These are French needle books.
Sajou.
Yeah, so and the price seems pretty reasonable just for 40.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, for 40 of them.
Um, so like look at this one. Wait, is that okay? Hold on. Look at that.
Is it a monkey and what? A
It-
cat?
no, it's a cat and a dog.
Is it a dog? I
It's a
swear that
dog.
looks like a monkey to me. Oh, okay, I see now. It's a dog. My
And
laptop's kind of small.
and then like look at these like goosies.
Oh, adorable.
There's a there's a monkey looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Another dog. She's sewing up her butt on her doll.
Aw.
And then of course we've got to have like a sewing Susan type scenario here with the ladies. And here's one that looks a little bit risque with like a quilt or something in the background. It's probably like a rug, but it looks kind of quilty.
Mm-hmm. Now, did it say, I mean, you don't have to look right now, just scroll around and look at them, but I'm wondering, are these reproductions or are these vintage? Because they seem to all be Maison Sajou.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't get that far. I try to keep it, like discovering with you.
Yeah.
So let's
Um,
see. Let me
well,
go here.
honestly, regardless of whether they're new or vintage, I would say if you bought
Vintage.
a needle book directly from Maison Sajou, you would probably pay $30 for it. So,
Yeah, let's see. Delight. It says vintage style.
hmm.
So that leads me to believe they could be reproduction, but they look vintage to me. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
wondering
there
if
you
they're those
go.
like the
Created in
illustrations.
1928 by Jacques Simon Sejou.
Jacques Jacques Simon Sajou.
There you go. You can speak the French. Selling haberdashery. I love haberdashery. For embroidery, tapestry, lace, crochet, and weaving, his pattern albums are sought after to this day by collectors worldwide. In 2005, the brand was purchased and revived by an avid collector. Many of the old designs have been faithfully reproduced, and there's some new designs. So let's see. Does this
Yeah,
say?
so I think maybe these are reproductions. But
Well,
still, I mean, I think they're
they
really
have to
lovely.
say if they are. So, Penelope Textiles. Hmm.
Actually, you know what? What does that drop down say? Select an option. Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're
oh,
twenty nine
these are
ninety a piece.
29 each.
Yeah, that's where I was kind of like, 40 of them for $30. Maison Sajou. That's interesting.
Yeah, so this one's each. That's so misleading. So misleading. Oh, these are just close-ups. I think. There's the inside. Pretty. Pretty. But
I
wait,
I believe that they have closed their brick and mortar business. I think they kind of struggled during the pandemic, but I'm pretty sure I still get their emails and they have a mail order business.
they who? The
Ma-
Penelope Textiles?
no, Sajou.
Oh, I didn't even know you knew
Hmm.
who they were. Look at you, Miss Fancy Pants.
Oh yeah, I
So
bought stuff from them before. Yeah.
So this grouping, we saw quite a few of these different ones tonight, but I picked this one because that owl.
I have the owl.
All
I
right, you're
have one of those and
fired.
I have no idea where it is.
You're so
But
fired.
yeah.
And then this like treasure chest one down here is interesting.
Oh, that's
And then here's
interesting.
another one that looks just like your Jetsons, like spaceship one, but it's a totally different girl. And then we have this spaceship here, literally called Spaceship. Kind of like, like in the future, you're still going to be sewing on this spaceship. We won't have
Your
figured out
work,
that technology.
your mending work is never done, ladies.
Yeah. Oh, that's the backside. So it's the Red Owl store. A gift, a gift for you from our world where you will always find friendly, courteous people to serve you. This one's
I
also
don't
West
think,
Germany.
yeah, I don't think mine was called the Red Owl store. I think mine is for a different business.
Like,
I like that little one that's like, it looks like little Gothic windows.
yeah,
That was the one that had
the like treasure chest in the front. This one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like doesn't even have a name. Oh, it's not a treasure chest, it's a sewing box.
Sewing basket.
Well, I guess that's still kind of a treasure chest because you find cool
Uh,
stuff in those,
to
right?
me, it is. I
Yeah.
absolutely think of a sewing basket as a treasure chest.
Yeah. But yeah, I really liked that. Oh, there's a lot more. I really liked that owl.
Yes, that
And
is
you
so
know
cool.
something, that die cutter could be so many things. It could be an owl, it could be butt cheeks. It could maybe be like an apple or like a tomato or something like that.
I'm
Like,
gonna go out on a limb and say that there's probably no butt cheeks in the Needlebooks.
hey, there are leg pin cushions, okay? So maybe there's oh no, there are butt cheek pin cushions. Dawn sent me some once. I'm gonna have to find the photos.
Oh my goodness.
There, because she
Okay,
basically told
well,
me like now that you bought a leg, you need like the butt cheeks.
you build a whole body out of needlebooks and pincushions.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. All right, and then the last one here that I have to show, this is advertising for Needlebook. And it's the president's Needlebook, historical Needlebook, copyright 1926. And it's
Robin says,
showing,
"You never know. Someone somewhere has butt cheek needlebooks." I think you're probably right. If you can dream it, the internet has it.
yeah, Robin's always on my side. So I started looking at this whole business last night because for anyone watching that actually does like maybe like to get any of the stuff that we potentially show, this dealer is having a sale of buy two get two free, and they have tons of this stuff. So yeah, 41,000 items, and I just searched for sewing and there's 151 results. Um So like there's toy sewing machines. This one says it's got something for sewing machine attachments, but it looks like just bicycles to me. Um, more sewing machine, more sewing machine. I found another one. Upholstery saddle, no. I found another one that was another more sewing machines. This one says it's a sewing assortment 9 big mending book. Yeah, there we go. The favorite needle case.
Huh.
I hate the way they
And
do.
how much is it?
These are 19.99 each, and it's buy two get two free.
No, I'm saying in that ad, how much are the needle cases?
Oh, per gross is $4, per dozen is 35 cents.
Ah, so you get 144 of them for $4.
Yeah, household treasury friend. Oh, here's another army. The Uncle Sam Army Needle book.
Oh, interesting. And I kind of wondered, with my Army Navy ones, it's like, were they being sold like during wartime, to support anything or just to show your patriotism, or were they giveaways that pertain to something specific?
Here's that other one. Didn't you have
Like,
this one? The American Army Navy book?
yeah. Yep.
Yep, there's that one. Let's see, how much was that one? That one was $5.75 per gross, 50 cents per dozen.
Hmm.
And this is
Very
from
interesting.
Ensure Company
And
Wholesale,
it's wholesale, yeah.
Chicago.
So,
Isn't that neat?
yeah.
I love old ads for the crap that we're looking at.
Yeah, and it is interesting because I wouldn't necessarily have stopped with that vendor, that seller on eBay, just because I'm like, I'm not interested in collecting ads. But from the perspective of advertising, you don't have to be buying stuff to just search it and look at it and
Mm-hmm.
say like, okay, this is, usually you can glean a year or a decade from those. And then you could start to think like, this is how much those things cost
Yep.
and so on. So yeah, there's so much information you can get through window shopping.
Yeah, and I find, I guess in a lot of ways our advertising really hasn't changed really much at all. Other than being open to more avenues besides print media. But
Mhm.
I really just like the way, like, remember that one that I had shared about the quilt patterns and I had said like the most grotesque. And
Yes.
so I really like the way that the wording that they would use to advertise certain
Yeah,
things was
yeah.
very interesting.
Um, oh, Robin is asking, were they given to soldiers for their kits? I don't think so, Robin, because the military sewing kits,
Are very different.
yeah, they were different. And I mean, I just feel like these were probably either sold or given away as like some kind of patriotism measure. Um,
Or
you
maybe like
know,
the recruiters might have given them away when you were like going to talk to them for
maybe.
recruiting stuff.
Well, I mean, I think, well, World War II, you didn't get recruited, you just got drafted. But look at the needles. They're
Hmm.
Army Navy quality needles.
Hmm. Well,
So,
those needle books are interesting looking.
mhm. But and I did mention in one of yours, I mean, even the insides are, have some kind of really pretty, oh God, look at this big honkin' leather needle. Like that didn't come with this. I guarantee you that didn't come with this. Um, but I mean, even the insides just have this like really pretty printing. And we still have products today that do that, but I just feel like this old stuff, like they did not scrimp on the decoration at all.
No, that needle is
Hey, Dawn.
so that needle's so honkin'. It looks like a railroad stake.
Yeah.
Like a railroad spike.
Yeah. So Don said occupied Japan was after World War II. So yeah, that was like 1949 to 19, what did we say? 1960 was in that article. I
I do
went
not
into it, my
recall.
article. Um, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Western Germany. Western Germany was
Um,
1949 to 1990. But occupied Japan would have also been right after World War II until I think it was the 1960s, wasn't it, Don? I don't know the exact date. Or it might have been the 50s. It might have been like a pretty short period of time.
Thanks so much for showing
So
up, Don, to look at all our eye candy.
yeah, I'll scan this so I can share it with everybody.
Yeah, I want to see that article, especially like,
Yeah.
man, we've been sleeping on Country Living,
I
magazine.
know. I remember when my mom subscribed to it for a while. My grandmother subscribed to it for years. And I always just remember going like, ugh, antiques. Ugh. But there's really great stuff in there. Like I'm really kind of kicking myself for not taking her hoard of those magazines.
Well, it's just one more magazine that I have to
I
pay
know.
attention to when I'm
I
out,
know.
perusing, because now I've got to look at Country Gentleman. Was it Country Gentleman?
Country Gentleman's one of them, yeah.
Yeah, Country Gentleman. And then like another one was like something farmer, right?
Um, I always want to say Prairie Home Companion, but that was the radio show. Yeah, it was something like Prairie Farmer or something.
Yeah, something farmer, and then you got Goatees, and like there's so many things that you can potentially, and you got like the modern Priscilla.
Yeah, she said it was part of World War II treaties, rebuilding war-torn countries. Yeah. Um, yeah. And I remember hearing things about like the occupied Japan products and that, it was kind of like, I guess, in terms of rebuilding a war-torn country, and there was kind of this attitude of like this junky stuff that was coming out of Japan. And I'm like, today we look at that quote unquote junky stuff and we're like, it's so cute. And
Hmm.
it's actually better quality than what we have today.
Well,
So
and that's probably why it's so highly collectible now.
exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. Well, we actually were pretty good about keeping it to an hour.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sometimes,
because I'm
sometimes we're not so great.
I know. We went like till 9:30 last night, but I am really on the precipice of falling down because I've been up very early. I was working on that PowerPoint for my textile talk literally until the last minute. So
I have also had a long, sweaty day. I mean, I got to play with quilts. I was at
yeah, you were quilt schlepping, weren't you?
yeah, another dealer's house, Julia Kelly Houdinus, who's PK Trouvé. If anyone was wondering, we played with quilts all day, and that was very fun. But yes, I am also feeling quite sleepy. Japan is still known for high quality hand sewing needles, the Tulip brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes, tulip.
my
Yes.
mom used to make t-shirts in a company, well, for Tulip Paint when they had um a branch in Framingham, Massachusetts, a factory. And she used to do the puff paint and make t-shirts out of tulip
Oh my
paint. Both
gosh.
of my parents worked there.
Oh my
And
goodness.
my grandfather had like something to do with some of that. But yeah, I can remember going there as a tiny little kid and playing with those jewels they'd put on, and there were the puff paints before that
Is
factory
Tulip, is
closed.
that the same brand, the paints and the Japanese
I
stuff?
think so. Some stuff sold. Some
Mm-hmm.
stuff sold. Um, and I'm not sure about I would have to ask my dad if he remembered, but I'm not sure who's doing what now. All I know is when
Gotcha.
people go, Tulip's not around anymore. I'm like, it is. It's just not the same company that it used to be.
Gotcha.
Like there's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
buyouts and changes and things like that.
Yeah. I remember my mom for a while, I think she got her hands on some tulip needles, and they also made those pins with the little flower heads. But
Mm-hmm.
the difference with those pins and then the ones like you buy today with the little flowers on them, the ones back then, uh, I don't know what it was they were made out of. I want to say like, I don't know, celluloid or something, but that it's not. But you could iron over them, even though they were plasticky. You could iron over them, whatever it was made out of. You weren't supposed to like hold an iron down
Yeah,
on it, but
I
you
feel
could kind of glide over them.
I feel like I might have known that. I feel like someone else might have
Hmm.
told me that as well. Because I hate
Yeah,
those
and
pins because they're so huge.
well, and that's the thing though. The knockoff ones that you can buy today are huge. The actual Tulip brand ones were very nice. They were very fine. I want
So
to say
maybe
the
those
ones my
aren't the
mom
ones
had.
my mom had.
Yeah, I want to say the ones my mom had, and they might have come in different weights too. I don't know. I just remember the ones she had were very fine. They were yellow and white. But now you can buy them and they're like pastel colors and
Yeah,
all
I
that.
feel like
So,
she had like fancy colored ones, so maybe they're not the same. But yeah, the ones I'm thinking of are just massive.
well, just like the UK and Germany both had like um needle and scissor and knife making
Hmm.
histories.
Hmm.
Japan also has like a pretty major like knife and needle and I think there it's like there's a town that makes needles. There's the town that made like butcher knives, like they had these very specific centers of industry.
Hmm.
um so yeah, I've always wanted to really look into Japanese sewing goods and stuff, but
Hmm.
all that I've managed to do thus far is collect a little bit of it. So when I invent my eighth day in the week and my 13th month of the year, then I'll have time to do all the things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with that, I mean, I guess this is a good time to shut down for the night and go to bed.
Yes, it indeed is. So,
So go
yeah,
ahead.
so we will see everybody. Hopefully, you can join us on Saturday. No stream for me tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'll do Saturday at 11 a.m. and we'll hang around with Dana's auction until we're pooped. At least it's at least 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely
So,
not like the 6 to 8 that those auctions tend to go for, but minimum of
yeah,
2 hours.
yeah. We weren't. Yeah, we're not going to be doing the multi hours, but a couple of hours would work just fine.
Yeah,
So,
so come hang out with us while we look at pretty quilts and watch people spend money. All
alrighty,
right.
guys. We'll see you later.
Thanks. Bye.